bags for wholesale and retail prices. Contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited. Quality you can trust.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app, download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Of course, this is Redbeard. Is it me or am I looking a bit blurred? Redbeard tonight. What is that? Before I was Bluebeard. Let me just comb my hair and my eyebrow and make sure everything fixed up and proper. Right, good. So yeah. So my wife decided that here what happened, we're going with red tonight. And we are on air with red. Yes, and matching shirt and matching socks. Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what happens when you have daughters and you have a wife who could do you what they want. And such is life. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I enjoy it because you get time to spend with your family, right? Right. So this is breaking barrier. This is breaking barriers. I sounded like Rowley in Doha there for a minute. Right? So many of you may not know what I'm talking about, but we'll play that clip a little bit later on to tell you exactly what I'm referring to. It's a pleasure to have you on air, and of course, many of you contacted me last week, Wednesday. For those of you who could have gotten through via phone, contacted me, hey, we're going on with the program. Well, it was black. Everything was dark. In fact, I came outside, took a picture of myself, and all I saw was a black picture. There was nothing, absolutely nothing. And these days, as I'm outside in the sun with all the construction going on with the hospital, etc., I am now dark black, which I am proud of, because I've always been proud of my color. I always tell people that, and you know, there are many people who try their best to use things to make themselves look fairer. It is interesting to note that in the world we live in, the ones who are dark want to be fairer, and the ones who are fair want to be darker. You know, they tan themselves, and such is the crazy. The ones who are fat want to be thin. The ones who are thin want to be fat. What am I going to tell you? And this is life. Anyway, let's start off with our first sponsor. And of course, our first sponsor is Tile Expression. And of course, Tile Expression is where you get all your tiles, every single tile, ceramic, porcelain, etc. Guys, what we are going to do is that we are going to try and double up on time, right? So, meaning that after advertisers pass through their time, we move on to the next advertiser, and then we'll start back their time again. Because what happens is that we want to give them the time that they lost last week. This is how we operate here now, right? So again, I would like to thank you so much. Asim, let me know when that video is ready. Let's go to the stuff that I told you about. We're going to start with first, Justin. Let's go. Baraka Grounds Ramadan Expo. 3 years absentia, right? 3 years. We didn't have no expo. This is the plan, to have an expo from the 25th to the 30th of March. Book your space now. You know this is be the biggest event for the Muslim community. We have our massive expos. Caliph, why don't come on the side? But you're breaking your neck and you know you're old and you're getting a little, look at that chair they're saving for you with the jail. Yeah, you know the age you're reaching. Right. So for those of you who are interested in booking your space, do so via the telephone number, my telephone number, and Asim. The prices will be available tomorrow. Right. So let's go again. Right. Yeah, pull that one. About 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that we are trying to assist Pandit Rambali. Now, I have known Pandit Rambali on Facebook, etc. And what happened is that, you know, we have been a lot of banter back and forth politics. But I keep telling people, it does not matter what political side you're on. It does not matter what religion you are. It does not matter what, what ethnicity you are. At the end of the day, we have been helping people. I've been helping people for over 30 years. And that didn't matter. So this gentleman here, I just want to give you a little feedback because I've done so 2 weeks ago. But what is happening is that by Saturday, this Saturday, I want to drop off the funds for him to assist him, right? Pandit had to, he had to do a surgery, and what means that the bandage is costing him a lot of money, which he does not have, and other things. If you zoom into the size of his leg there, guys, I mean, if you notice, it's one leg, and one of the legs had to be amputated. And of course, for those of you who wish to help Pandit, you can contact me, 6844-762. That's my number, 6844-762. WhatsApp me, and let's see what assistance we could provide to him. All right, so let's go again, guys. Oh, yeah, here what happening, eh? It had some fellas come Baraka Grounds and playing bad. Playing bad, John. So yes, I'm going to show the video now. Run that video for me. Oh, you can't come on the grounds and do that, boy. You can't come and do that. And look around on that big head one in the back there, only smiling. Watch what? Who you recording, boy? Boy, I'll hit you, boy. I'll lash you, boy. Don't play, boy. Only don't play, boy. Only dead. Only dead. You want to tell? All right. It's a good thing that wasn't real. Otherwise, if them end up dead, they go blame me. Anyway, those are three. The one in the back, the one who I call big head by the only I could disrespect a boss man like that. Yeah. And get away with it. Yeah. That is Avinash. And what happens at the two to the front is Vishnu and Prabhu. You have a hole in the Pitena Kavan, you know, man. Right? Those three fellas, together with Bill and his entire team, were responsible for doing our foundation at Baraka Grounds. And let me tell you something. We paid the price that they gave us that for to do that foundation was about 15% or less than what we would normally pay. And the work that they did is fantastic. So again, on behalf of all of us here, guys, to the people at CPML, well done, well done. Fantastic work. And if all you're doing a foundation, and you know all you're looking for somebody to do it, check them out. Because here what happening, see the piling thing, that long time thing. Piles is for when you're going in the hospital and your car up. Right? Leave that right here. Let's go again. I want to show you this video. This is the video. This is where we have reached now, courtesy you. Take a look. Zaki get nervous when the drone passed next to that thing, you know, because remember he accustomed crashing into concrete truck and thing, right? Anybody see a drone covered in cement, please contact Zakir. I'll give you his number, right, and you all could contact him. All right, so courtesy your support, and this is where we're going. Within the next 2 weeks, $691,000 for decking sheets. That's what we need to get now, $691,000 for decking sheets, and we need purlins. So those are the two things we are aiming for within the next 10 days. decking sheets and pulling. Be a part of this. This is how often you could say is part of a project like this, boy. Anyway, I tell you, I stop begging people. I stop begging. And by the way, remember, for those of you, you could actually sponsor a room and get your family's name on that room. Like, for example, the S-Can room, the Deep Assad room, whatever it is, right? Or we could use some examples, like, for example, the Brantec room, right? You know what I mean? Or the Passage to Asia suite, right? You know, Patos? Or the Patos Auto Parts X-ray section, right? And we leave that right there. Patos only smiling and laughing, and he 200-pound belly only jumping up and down. All right, so let's go again. Let's go again, guys. Right. You know, from the looks of this, you would say that it was an accident, correct? No, it is not. It is the idiot driving that truck that decided to bypass all the traffic, and I was saving this up 2 weeks to expose this stupid driver. Zoom into that number plate for me, guys. Right, the second number plate. The truck, not the car. The car not to blame. Is the truck? I want the truck number plate. TCH 2629. You drive like a yayan, not a regular yayan, a capital yayan. Let's go again. We move at speed tonight. Let's go. Get hit by all them fellas that are driving like idiots. Watch this one. Zoom into his number plate 2. Right? Not that one, but them. That man breaking the law. These fellas who running controls tonight. Somebody's riding a bicycle. Right? Where's the number plate on that vehicle? What is jail? Oh, you know where's that? That is a motion shot. That is why it blurred. If you check the original shot, you will see number plate. Yeah, come. Let's get rid of that. Let's go. Wasting time with that. Watch how Mr. Yayan park up here now in Bamboo, and everybody had to go around it. Zoom into that number plate, please. Right, PCR 7952. And of course, you have the man in front of him as well with the pickup. Right? And I pull up on the side of the man with the pickup, and I tell him, tonight you're going to be popular. Right? Zoom out. Right, good. Here we go. TDW 3590. And watch the indicator on it. And he pull up on the side too, blocking the left lane, and he care about nothing. Right? Watch people have to go around him. Stupid parking again. Stupid parking. So the fact is that I don't know where these fellas must come from. What I'm going to tell you. That is life. Yes, let's go again, guys. Right. All you check this out now, man. This person actually transporting this on the national highway. How come they don't see them, boy? You know, if I had a piece of wood sticking out like that, zoom into that man number plate. Louis, we can get he. Good. We almost in the man livery, boy. TDN 5695. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. All right, good. Patos, yeah. That man taught so much rubbish that the man dent up all the tailgate and internal, man. Yes, I must see the video on this. I think this is courtesy my partner, Rishi. Right, watch this. And he going down the road, normal, ain't care about nobody. You know, like them people and them like they could take well, you know. Wait, pull back that video. You telling me somebody walking with a cane and crossing in front of a vehicle? Pause. End. You see that? But what the jail? That one like he changing gears with that crook stick out. All right, let's go again. Right, we can move on. Running through everything tonight. I can say everything. Right, forget that. Let's go. We're moving again. Speedo. Right. Good. This is one I don't know how to approach this, but I wanted to spend some time discussing this. This is the reaction of the Member of Parliament for Princestown and of residents in the area. Right? Princestown residents and environs have been complaining for years. If you look at the news articles, it's years now they have been complaining. And what we were told and what was said is that the fire tender could not reach the couple who died. And tonight, this evening, I'm hearing about a child, a 9-year-old child in Beetham, who died. A 9-year-old child who lost her life, or his life, in Beetham. And for me, my heart goes out to the parents because we just experienced a fire in Bamboo only 2 weeks ago. And what happened is that no lives were lost, many businesses were lost, which is better as compared to lives being lost. So on behalf of all of us, two things. One, to the mother and father that lost that child in Beta, our condolences to you, because it is never easy losing a child no matter what the circumstances. And if there's anything that we could do, as usual, we are here for you. Secondly, this couple, an elderly couple, could we get the slides on that, please? I want a little to see this, and I want a little to read this, because this is something that, and I'm watching the man's face, boy. Something about that man's face is familiar, and I think that we may have crossed paths. Michael Deepak Duduman valiantly braved the scorching heat, trying to save his elderly parents. As he saw them rolling around on the ground, their clothing engulfed in flames as a raging inferno swept through their Princestown home yesterday. But despite his best efforts, the couple, Duduman Sanka, 79, and his wife, Ramde Sanka, 84, both died in their living room. As he watched firefighters dousing the smoldering ruins, Duduman whispered, "I couldn't do anything. Everything was like a ball of fire. And when I turned on the tap, there was not a drop of water." I don't know what else to say. Because honestly, I was looking into the eyes of our elderly couple who was burnt to death. And it's like a cold feeling just passed through my whole body. Because you know why? I had parents. And my father died, but he passed through circumstances which were hard for us, but not a fire. My mother died at Mount Hope Hospital. And we knew that she was going through the end stages, so therefore there was some preparation mentally being made. How does one go through this mentally? How does one face this, knowing that forever in your life it is etched that you watched your both parents engulfed in a ball of fire and burned to death? At no time, and I think I read a story where he said that you did not even hear any screaming because apparently they were so weak. They were so overcome by the smoke that you couldn't even hear the screaming. And I am telling you, if I am a minister of government and I am in charge of public utilities, I would resign over this because I have a conscience. I would step down because I know I cannot live knowing that fact that two elderly people died and the son tried to out the fire, but when he turned on the tap, did not get one stinking drop of water. How could you live with that? How could you live with yourself? How could you go to sleep at night knowing that you are the man in charge and it is your responsibility to make sure this country has a supply of water? How could you live with yourself? How could you tell your children that I am the man in charge of public utilities, but you look at them and also say I'm a blasted failure because it is my fault, because it squarely lies on my shoulder that this area didn't have water? Because that is what a minister is for. He has some responsibility to bear. Similarly to our good friend Terence Dialsing, who is the minister of failure. Similar to Hines, minister of talking rubbish and doing nothing. similar to the Prime Minister of this country, doing like the Alsing and putting his entire torso in his mouth now. This is where we have reached. This is what we have become. And it pains me. It pains me because these are people who sacrifice their entire life, because during those days, they worked hard, you know. You see that couple, I want a little look at that couple again. Look at that couple again. These are people who sacrificed, who built a home, and it may not have been a bungalow, but they built a house to bring them some comfort, to enjoy their later days in their life until they die. And this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what we tolerate as a nation. Every day, I was talking to a friend today. He's a big contractor in Trinidad. I consider him a friend, a very respectable gentleman. I was talking to him. I was telling him I'm so fed up of where we have reached in this country. I am so sickened by it all. And when you hear about the nonsense, because many of you would have heard me describe what took place in Bamboo number 2 and what happened in Bamboo number 2. And when you hear some people turn this into a racial thing, let me make this clear, and I want to repeat something that I said on a TikTok video. Let me just welcome Neilshaw's Auto Parts for all your European parts. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Jaguar, Volvo, you name it, Maserati. Give them a call. Body, electrical, mechanical parts, brand new, replacement, and genuine. They are located right in Aruka. Guys, could we play that first audio clip, please, that I sent to you?
Sad situation to be in Shan Ishmael. How could the people of Bamboo make these demands on a government who allow them to use the land for agricultural purposes? Hence the reason why there was no fire hydrant structure to be in that farmland facility. According to Inshan Ishmael, these said persons open $1 million businesses. Now, this is not my words, eh? This is the words of Inshan Ishmael.
Correct.
Each one of those businesses inside a day, 250 of them, according to him, is worth over $1 million. To the extent that these $1 million businesses could not seek insurance because they are squatters. Now it's unfortunate the fire occurred and people lost their jobs and their livelihoods. But how the hell are they could want to make demands on the government for compensation when you weren't permitted to open any commercial businesses there in the first place? And on top of that, you're demanding to get fire hydrants in there now. So didn't you think about all of this when you were constructing a city in Shan Ishmael? Because according to you, it's a financial city. So you didn't study that the area isn't equipped with fire hydrants and other things in case a situation like this happens? I'm confused.
Good. Now, I don't listen to that program. It's a 91.9, a station that I really don't listen to because really and truly, Calypso, and you see the way I bring up my children, you will never hear a song like Take Bamboo being played in my house. You will never hear a song like Take Bamboo being played in my car. Because you see how I grew up. My parents grew me up in a way where I was taught that being respectful, listening to things that are respectful is the way to live life. So firstly, you will never hear me telling me to take bamboo, tell anybody to take bamboo. But what you will hear me telling people, buy things from bamboo, go and shop in bamboo, the best parts available in bamboo, right? You will hear me talking about that bamboo. So let us lay some facts on the table, because what happens is that I've already instructed our battery of attorneys, and all know me. There were about 3-4 programs aired, and we have already asked the Telecom Authority for copies of the program, where people made certain remarks about being racist and all that, which I will not go into, but my attorneys will handle, because every case so far I have won. Every case. And many of you don't know, 2 weeks ago I won my latest case with the Transgender Police Service, when the police service had, when the idiots in uniforms had arrested me in St. Joseph, and you had Don Quixote Henry, you had Don Quixote James, and you had Don Quixote Brown. All three of them, the court dismissed the charges of obstruction. They looked like idiots. Good, so I won that case, and I would like to commend, I'm trying to remember name, it'll come to me just now, but a very young and qualified magistrate who went over that matter, and it was well handled. And of course, I thank my attorney, Mr. Trancuso, for doing a fantastic job, and of course, Mr. Shahid Mohammed for being my right hand in that matter. So let us deal with the facts now. Firstly, we are squatting. Okay, all right. 50 years ago, my parents and most of the people bought the land in Bamboo number 2. That's fact number 1. That's fact number 1. Fact number 2, the leases that we had expired and was supposed to be renewed by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. But you see, the way my parents grew me up was, and I repeat what I said, my parents told me, do not look for no handouts. That's number 1. Number 2, I could tell you my mother's name. I could tell you my father's name. And I do not refer to my mother as the child mother. Neither to any of my brothers. I want to lay the facts on the table. 10 brothers, 4 sisters. 2 sisters passed away. 1 brother passed away. And out of our entire family, with all my brothers and sisters who is alive, not 1 divorce. I'm telling you how we were brought up. Secondly, we were never brought up when the child born to beg for a child grant. We were never brought up like that. We were never brought up that you take money and you go and buy $4,000 sneaker. No, you keep your tail quiet. Your father pick you up with a bicycle and you go batter. And you wear that batter bullet whether you like it or not. I lie? My father used to take me with a bicycle. You think my parents was going to allow me to buy a $2,000-$3,000 shoe? Man, you had to be stupid. Because my parents understood what their priorities were. We're going again. My parents never used to take you out for fast food, brother man, plantain and roti in a brown bag. And if you have a problem, you eat nothing. You get 50 cents or $1 to go to school and let that walk. That is how I was brought up. I was brought up where my father told me, okay, you don't want to go and do any studies. When you finish school, here what to do. We're getting a work for you. I got a work at Superstore under Mr. Harish Udarmani and asked him the type of employee I was. An employee that never stole. An employee that was not disrespectful. An employee that would load truck morning and evening and never complain until I started to climb the ladder. And that is how my parents raised me. So, growing up in Bamboo number 2, when Bix, the Ramnarayan family, started the foreign news industry, they started to sell crash cars because in Bamboo, over 20 years ago, Bamboo became a commercial zone. Because of the flooding, courtesy the PNM, nobody couldn't plant in Bamboo again. Moody, you know that, right? Nobody couldn't plant because Bamboo was no longer a commercial area, because everything you plant every 6 months, it was underwater. So anybody who believed that Bamboo was agricultural 20 years ago had to be capital stupid. Bamboo and the people who grew up here decided, okay, we can't do agriculture. We are going to do something to mine our children. We are not going to wait for the government to give handouts. We are not going to wait for food card. The residents of Bamboo decided we go start a small business, but wait. The businesses here illegal? Wait. Who registers businesses? Government of Trinidad and Tobago. Who provides VAT certificate? Government of Trinidad and Tobago. Who it is that inspects your property to give you a T license for a vehicle? Ministry of Trade. Who is within the government of Trinidad and Tobago? Who do we pay taxes to? Government of Trinidad and Tobago. So then, if what we have here is illegal, then the government owe we back all the money we should not have paid. So you see, people who like to bump the gum and don't understand the facts need to get the facts correct. Because they're talking about we squatting. But here what's happening. It have a whole hill in Port of Spain that was squatters. But they ain't going to talk about that. They ain't going to talk about that. But a community that helps to build not just only the Bamboo area, but we literally mine the St. Augustine constituency. All you want to come and talk rubbish? Look now, here what happening now. And here what happening here? People going down the road talking about race. How you could talk about race? You had to be stupid to assume what I'm saying is racist. This is how we grew up. So therefore, talking about how we grew up in Bamboo, where our parents grew us up and told us don't depend on food card, on telling us here what happening. When you're married, it ain't nothing like the child mother. All them things. That is racist? No. That is facts. And if you have a problem with that, I am not the problem. You are the problem. Now, that done because I didn't want to get into that because like I said, the attorneys and them going, nah, what is that? I ain't want to even bother with that, guys. The attorneys and them will have a field day. Because one of the things I learned after being on here 16 years is that if you host a program and a caller calls and says something like, if I say that Patos is an old thief and a crook and a bandit, and I laugh it off and I ain't say nothing, you endorse that caller's sentiments. But not only that, you did not correct the caller, you allow that caller to say that, you are liable, your station is liable. So here what happening now. I'm waiting on the judgment for March with the Express matter, and in about 2 weeks' time, 91.9 and Aisha Wells will be getting a legal letter from me, and here what happening, I'm going to enjoy myself. Because here what happening, I just want these people to pay with them. Here what happening, I just enjoy it. So leave. Who want to talk, let it talk. But anytime you want to go down, imagine people referring to me as a racist. And 42,000 hampers were given out, of which the majority were given out to non-Muslims and given out to persons of African descent. And that is racist. A few weeks ago, we had the mother who had cancer. A few months ago, the mother who had cancer. The child. How many people have we assisted? And this is what I tell people. But people who are blind and stupid, what I got to tell you? they would see otherwise. So anyway, let's push aside that nonsense and let us deal with what we are here to deal with. Let me just welcome Turbo Lab to this segment, and of course, for all your turbo repairs and all your essentials when it comes to turbo, you can check out 269 T-Lab, and of course, you get free diagnostics as well. Remember, they also provide you with brand new turbos as well. You can save yourself a set of money. Let's go to the other slides, guys. Let's start rocking and rolling. Now, in regards to what I was talking about, the parents, Rohan Sinanan said, it is very unfortunate to lose your parents this way. How could you even use a word to describe this? Somebody's parents being burnt to death. You cannot even use the word unfortunate. The word unfortunate does not even describe that. So said Works Minister Rohan Sinan yesterday as he addressed questions in the Senate on the poor road condition which delayed first responders in the rescue of an elderly couple. But the first responders, when they get there, what they would have been able to do because they have any water line. He said the Ministry of Works and Transport wished to extend condolences to the family of Ramde and Duduman Sanka. Adding, hear this, he had lost both his parents some time ago. This man is so intelligent that he is making a comparison. How could I compare, or I even talk about losing my parents and compare it to what took place there, boy? There is no comparison. Nobody should lose. Losing a parent is one thing, but losing them under those circumstances, you cannot compare it with anything unless you pass through the same thing with your parents. God forbid. There you go again, guys. $14 million BTM sewer project, the largest by WASA in 2 years. What I got to tell earlier? Bamboo got suck salt. Billions of dollars in taxes. Billions, every container that come here, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let go again. Go again. Gonzalez also disclosed that the sewer that was flowing in the streets was as a result of some elements in the BTM community tampering with the pumps the authority had rented to undertake works. Imagine. And here what they're doing there, they're renting pumps to WASA. Everything in WASA is rented, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the employees rented too. Let you go again. Now, this is Peter's here, where he said he couldn't say, I don't know if it is profitable. Here they say, ask about the margin of profit the NCC expected to earn from the sale of pod tickets. I don't know if it is profitable. And this man is the chairman of NCC. And he can't tell you what is profitable or not. Yes, see, we have to be a bunch of donkey in this country, boy, for the kind of things we tolerate. Pull her back. Not all the things we do for carnival are profitable things. Some of these things are done for the social benefit. What social benefit coming from people in Hogpen? What? Right? I hear what happening. And there he goes on, there are some things that we do and we make money, and there are things that we do for the benefit of the people. Boy, this is what I tell you. This is the kind of stupid we have. The kind of dirty statements. Let's go again, guys. Go in, moving with speed. All you see this man? I have seen this man, had dealings with this man for over 10 years. And I want to say publicly that if ever this man decide to leave TNTech and go to WASA and join with Ravi, it will be a formidable team. It will be a formidable team because Ravi, as the chairman of WASA, shaking up things left, right, and center. He's just, you have a set of hard-head people to deal with. This gentleman here, them studying to go and have 3-man thing and 5-man thing to have a what? Is that what they call it again, boy? Yes, some committee they plan to investigate and this and that. All they had to do was talk to Mr. Ramsuk because that is the type of person he is. It's not an animal you're dealing with. I have known Mr. Ramsuk for donkey years. And the thing about Mr. Ramsuk, if you try to call him now and you get through with him, bet your bottom dollar in 5 minutes time Mr. Ramsuk calling you back. In 5 minutes. And for me to have seen what took place throughout this country, and I want to make this clear. Many of you may not know, in 2013, in 2010, and I believe it was 2017, we had island-wide blackouts. This is not the first time we had a blackout in the country. Countrywide, that is. In one of them, Tobago had a blackout too. And 12 hours. In Bamboo, we had about 10 hours there, thereabouts. Nothing spoiled. Nothing was damaged in our food business. Nothing was damaged home. Because you know why? We use an appliance that I don't know if it's a new thing or, I don't know if some of you have it. It is called a fridge. Because I hear people saying that they lost tens of thousands. Where they had the chicken? Outside? Out in the open? And then the worst part about it is that people complaining that they lost tens of thousands in business. You know where the hardest? That electricity went what? 12:30, 1 o'clock? Most of those businesses complaining is breakfast and lunch. They don't do dinner, but they're complaining. I bet you the same people who say they lost 20,000, let them show you their tax earnings and let them show you if they're showing 20,000 a day. Let them show you. Foolish. Foolish. We have one of the cheapest electricity rates. We have one of the most efficient electricity supplies. We have the worst water in the world. And that is something we should be complaining about. Because here what's happening, we could do without electricity. But you can't do without water. But we don't complain about the essential one. The non-essential, we complaining about. We have the worst internet service. We have the worst telephone service. Trinidad have to be the only country where when electricity go, everything does go. Imagine you can't even call your family to tell them if you're dead or alive. Your telephone ain't working. Long time when current gone, you used to pick up your telephone. Yeah, boy, current gone here, no current gone by you too. Yeah, boy, okay, all right, where we got line? That's how we move. Nowadays, you have cell phone that work with transponders, TSTT renting generators and have generators under those things, and a lot of them don't work. And in case of a breakdown, automatic systems supposed to go into play where generators supposed to start up because we are moving from a copper-based system to a wireless system now. So here what's happening, everything is supposed to depend on power. Because with the copper-based system, the phone that you have, when you have your rotary dial and you're dialing, and when you miss by one number, you have to start back again. And you could dial in the dark because you know it's only 10 hole in the phone, right? 0 to 9. And when you look at what we had then compared to now, we have gone backwards. We have literally gone backwards. And here what's happening, people nearly dead, you know, especially them young children, because you know what it was like for them to be without internet. I see some of them started fraud turning by children like they was confused. They were walking around on buildings and they didn't know what to do. Them like they were working with a GPS signal too. Some of those children looking like they need satellite to work because they're looking like them lost all reality with life. Look at children, how they behave when they come unhinged. It is almost like drugs, these phone and internet. Without it, oh God, where we go do? Find something to do. It have a book. Where is that? We just only use that for school. But what I got to tell you. Let go again. Hey, let me just welcome Extra K to this segment. And I want to say that today, I tried the blue can disinfectant spray. Remember when Price Mart and we bought the 4-pack? I like that one. And you know what's the nice thing too? The price I pay for it. And you can have 4-pack at Price Mart at boss price. But I want to tell you something. I mentioned this with Moody too. When I go to PriceMart or the supermarket, my wife will call me, Enchan, you're going to see it have a green bottle of laundry detergent. Buy that. I want you to buy the softener too. I want you to buy the little thing. It has a little thing like pebbles. I know where you call that one. That looking like it's tenderizer for clothes, right? I want you to buy a box of pods, right? The pods is the one with the little plastic thing. I want you to buy, well, second boy, oh, the sheet, you just throw it bounce, however. Brother man, to wash one tub of clothes, you had to throw in 6 different things. And the clothes come out smelling like normal. Because when you put everything inside, you know the smell. I'm just going off topic here to talk about something in the past. My mother and my father used to take everything, throw it in the concrete juking thing, whatever you call it, right? And in them days, the concrete one had the thing made up for the juking board already. You get a pack of Breeze, because long time everything was Breeze. It no matter what brand you buy, it was Breeze. Throw the Breeze. And here they had to say, it didn't have no measuring scoop for that. They take the hand and they just fling it, so fling. You leave the clothes for 5 minutes. You come and you just juke it so, that gone out on the line and drying. You hold that and you smell it, you're good to go. And one pack suffice for all your clothes. Jockey shorts, jersey, pants, everything gone into one. Nowadays, when you're washing, I will never go back home after this episode, right? Nowadays, when you're washing, you have to separate light white from dark white. You have to separate black from red, green from blue. I don't know. My wife could have so much clothes. I'm sure I can't go home tonight, but she could have so much clothes, but she had to wash it in 10 different loads. What really going on with all your man, right? What really going on with all your? What is that about? Why it is Breeze can't come out with something with everything in it, instead of having to put 10 different things? Somebody had to come out. Even, like, the pod try something, but I don't know. No? That is a story by itself. Hey, wait a minute, the little blue boy, or you remember that long time, the blue in the little wrapper? You take out the blue, and here up now you're worried because this water turning blue. But blue get in your shirt, bright white breads. If you see, man who never brush their teeth, you know, because their shirt whiter than them out. And not only the soap, the blue soap. And here up now, when you're done wash clothes, you used to bathe with the same blue soap. And it never bother here. And not only that, the dog hamanch, by bring him here and you rub him down with the same soap too. Nowadays, it has soap for sensitive skin, more than sensitive skin, for acne, for less than acne, more than acne, for this thing, if my back is this, my belly is this. We're really living in a crazy world, yes? And some of these slides I will show you later on, you're going to really believe it. I really feel like hitting a Rita sauce up right now. And for those of you who have been calling me asking where you can get Rita, Rita is available at Atlantic Trading Wholesale. So if you have a mini mart or a supermarket, give them a call, and of course, you'll be able to take care of their products. Let's go to this slide, guys. We'll go for a break just now. Mass squatting in Vistabella, San Fernando, from Kings Wharf to the Yacht Club. They have gotten notice to move, and they have illegal connection, water and electricity. Yet it is the San Fernando City Corporation has done nothing. We're going down there and we're going to film next week. So, all you going to see me down San Fernando. Let's go again, guys. This is what I cannot understand, and I was hoping that this slide would have been placed with the others because I've already gone through that topic. People talking about compensation and $60. Oh God, TNTech under pressure. Get them a break now. TNTech here happening. We appreciate all that all they do and all they try to do. And let me tell you who to blame for the problem that TNTech have. The government is not providing the finance that TNTech wants to upgrade its service and its infrastructure. So if all they want somebody to blame, don't blame the GM, don't blame the chairman, don't blame the board. Blame, you know who? Blame the government of Transgender. Because if they give TNTech the money that they need to rebuild the infrastructure in this country, we got to go. But TNTech have posts falling down, it have this falling down and all kind of thing. Who fault is that? The same government that tell them we don't have money. Let's go again, guys. Cuba businesses counting losses after blackout. I wouldn't even waste time with that. I wouldn't even waste time with that. All is serious, right? What losses? Current when 1 o'clock. Most solid business closed 4 or 5 o'clock. The things that all you have there and plenty here happening. Crossing and all them fast food outlets was blazing. People was looking for food to buy. All you're telling me, we making money 364 days a year. One day, all you have a problem for 4 hours. And all that to get on so by? One day. I don't know now. Let's go again. 3-man team probing February 16, right? This was what I wanted from the beginning. 3-man team probing the February 16. Imagine we're going to have a 3-man team to probe this now. What utter rubbish. Talk to the GM and talk to the people who are involved in the technical things and they will sort this out. Or you sort this out internally and say here after a meeting which was LXYZ, the GM spoke to so, and one is that we have a report that one of our main fiber links leading to our main our system was hijacked by some Russian or something like that. And one is that they took temporary control of our computer systems and they exported it. Because Trinidad is the only country. We just exporting, we need. Don't be surprised at our country who getting we current cheaper and better than we, you know. Don't be surprised, you know. We may be exporting, talking about millions of dollars worth of current, you know, Modi. Don't be surprised we exporting all we good water to, you know, Modi. You know what I mean? Because you see the water we deal with yesterday? Boy, that water we deal with yesterday, when we open the pipe, you get pieces of number plate, you get man false teeth, you get piece of bracers, you get somebody toothbrush, and I'm talking about from a 1-inch pipe. You can imagine if that thing was 3-inch way of finding that. Let's go again. Talk about the devil. WASA is advising the public that the nationwide power outage has affected our water production facilities. Another bunch of donkey. The water company in Trinidad don't have electricity to supply their pumps. Imagine that. Something essential like water. You don't have electricity, but you cannot even go and bathe. I don't care what I say. But man, after a few hours, you just have to go and take a bath, you know. You just need to take it, you know. I don't know some of them homeless people that survive now, boy. They're real haliver. Let's go again. I hear what to do. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we'll continue. I want to discuss that because I want to make that with a fresh discussion. Because some people will not like where I have to go, but all you know me, right? I host this program without caring who vex, right? And I've been doing that for the last 16 years, and I will continue. Let me thank Rita for sponsoring this segment. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
Premium quality.
From natural mineral water, freshness of lemon and mint, power of ginger and ginseng, vitality of honey and royal jelly, the millennia-old secret of black seed. Taste Sultan Power Drink now. You know what you drink.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited. Quality you can trust.
Ronix is a German tool brand. Ronix is a German tool brand.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back, my friends. Of course, two things. One, the Expo, the Ramadan Expo. We haven't had one in the last 3 years. And of course, we host the largest Islamic expos in the country, of course, pre-Ramadan expos. For those of you who need to book, WhatsApp those numbers now. Of course, the prices on the tents will be available by tomorrow. So make sure and WhatsApp those numbers to book your space. Because of the ongoing construction, we are going to have limited space. Because of the car wash, because of that space that we rented out for the car wash, it's also limiting us even more. So therefore, what happens is that we have to have it, we may be able to only host about 75% of the people we normally host. We have no choice. And as well as we are doing some work in the back to level down our savannah as well. So therefore, we are trying to get that sorted out. All right, so that's said and done. Let's go again, guys. Right, one of the Trinidadians was aboard the fishing vessel when the TNT Coast Guard opened fire on it, killing a Venezuelan baby who was in his mother's arms, is refuting the events as given by the Coast Guard. In an interview at the Princeton of his attorney Petronella Basdeo yesterday, the 31-year-old fisherman who asked to remain anonymous denied the claim that their pirogue rammed the Coast Guard vessel, adding they also did nothing to warrant the Coast Guard shooting at their vessel. Now here they say, Ola, tell me if Ola can believe this story, because quite frankly, personally, I don't. He explained that he, another Trinidadian, the boat captain, a Spanish national, had gone fishing. First off, my friend, you needed to advise if the Spanish national was legal or not. That's number one. Right? Had gone fishing off Maruga around 5 or 6 p.m. on February 5th. And they saw a boat looking like it was in difficulty. Now here they say, he said it took more than 30 minutes to reach the vessel, and the captain spoke with them and asked for their help to get to land. He claimed they transferred the people who had entered TNT waters illegally. Now, if you have a boat and a boat in difficulty, what is the common sense thing to do? You take a rope, you tie it on the other boat, and you pull them. So you are taking a risk out in the ocean, transferring people on open waters with a risk. And correct me, Moody, you're into fishing. Isn't it fact that in waters like that, you take a chance of transferring people? Isn't it fact that you could actually tip over the boat? Right? I'm not a fisherman. Right? He said it take more than 30 minutes to reach the vessel. What? Wait. 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 Let me start back this story with more people. Here what happening, eh? Here what happening, eh? Let me go back to that story. He explained he, another Trinidadian and the boat captain, a Spanish national, had gone fishing up Maruga around 5 or 6 p.m. And they saw a boat looking like it was in difficulty. They saw a boat that was looking like it in difficulty, right? Now, here they say, all you know where I'm going, right? Good. He said it took more than 30 minutes to reach the vessel. Muri, again, out of everybody here, you more into the fishing and boating. If I am in a boat and I see another boat that's looking like in difficulty and I have to travel 30 minutes to see it, what type of vision I have? I mean, in terms of... From Shagaramas to Shaka Shakari. And could you see a boat at that distance? And how about if the water choppy and all them and difficult and because of the distance. And then you can't tell if the boat is in difficulty. How would you know if a boat is in difficulty from... Now, like I say, we are alluding to nothing here. We just stating the facts as reported in the papers. Right? He said it took more than 30 minutes to reach the vessel, and the captain spoke with them, and they asked for their help to get to land. Notice no mention of if the captain of the boat was Venezuelan or Trinidadian. Good. He claimed they transferred the people who had entered the TNT waters illegally onto their boat, and when they were about 15 minutes away from shore, they encountered the Coast Guard. We saw this boat, it didn't have no lights or anything. We saw a flare, we didn't know if it was bandit or if it was Coast Guard. Okay, come back to me. Let me explain something. Now, there's a clip that I have with the Venezuelan opposition leader now, Guaido, making a statement. Could we get that, please? Right? You would see him talking about Trinidad and international this and that. Could we get that slide, please, guys? I'd send it to you via WhatsApp, Saif. Let me know when you have that, please. All right. La, 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 la. Right. Guaido wants international criminal court investigation for where Trinidad and Tobago is concerned with this thing. Why the hell Guaido don't ask for an investigation with how much money Venezuela thief and cause their citizens right now to be suffering? Why does Guaido ain't call for an investigation into all the citizens that were murdered by the government of Venezuela? Now, here what's happening. Like I say, who vexed with this hard luck? I do not host a program to make people happy. It is to state the facts. Number one, if the people, Trinidad and Tobago have borders, in the air and on land. If the US do not want you to fly over, there are people who want terrorist watch lists. And do you know that they cannot even fly over the US? You understand? So if they don't want you flying in their airspace or their borders where the water is concerned, you have problems. Those waters are protected by international treaties and laws. The same way you cannot drop from a spaceship and land in a country, the same way you cannot enter a country borders just so. That is protected by law. Look, for example, Mexico and the US. If they catch you, they could Lego bullet on you. Ally? And they have done it. They have done it. Right? So you in a boat with a set of people, adults. According to the Coast Guard, their boat was rammed. Now, if the boat was not rammed and the Coast Guard gave instructions to halt and you didn't listen, then by all rights, the Coast Guard have rights to fire upon you. A warning shot and fire upon you because they don't know what you're doing. Because suppose you have that whole boat loaded with guns, arms, and ammunition. The Coast Guard doesn't know. They don't know. So therefore, the Coast Guard has all rights to do what is necessary. The child got shot. Whose fault it is the child got shot? It is the parent's responsibility to take care of a child. You are bringing a child in illegally through the waters of Trinidad and Tobago, bypassing all our laws. And then you come in now to talk about the laws and the law and the law. You put that child in harm's way because that boat could have capsized and all of us could have drowned. So don't come and tell me now, and by the way, I've always said, any person that loses a life, I feel for them. But when you want to put that little child in a boat, illegally come across Trinidad and Tobago, you put that child in harm's way and you are responsible for the demise of that child because the facts are clear that you were the one that did that. Nobody didn't put that child on your lap. You put that child in harm's way. Good. So, Venezuela, I don't want to hear all you. Relax all yourself. All you have enough problems, deal with all your problems. And we have Rowley. We have problems. Let you go again. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Let me take a sip of water, yes? And I could assure you it's not blue waters. Right. Joel D'Souza. This is Joel D'Souza sending out tweets. I would like you to know, and she wrote to, or he wrote to, because I am confused, because you know why? Look on the right side, guys. Pull on the other side. I'm seeing in one, dear Oprah, today my country made history as the first woman transgender, Mr. Taylor Joel D'Souza, was made a senator. Okay, go down a little bit. When he or she wrote to President Biden, dear President Biden, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago have made history as our government has appointed the first woman transgender to the Senate, Miss Taylor Joel. So up the road we see in Mr., down the road we see in Miss. So if in their own tweet they confuse what they leave for me. Now let me say the facts as it is. Come back to me. I am a Muslim. Yes guys, just now. I am a Muslim. And if you were born in a situation whereby you had problems with your genitalia and you could not differentiate between male or female, etc., and you cannot find a way, probably during the earlier times, to determine if it was male or female, there are circumstances which could be looked at. But at the end of the day, if you grow up and you start to develop as a woman, that is the role that you're supposed to assume. This thing about cutting off your tailpipe and believe you have a motorbike, that cannot work. We don't support that, right? And guys, this slide with the engine, I want to make this, let me use, as a man from Bamboo who are accustomed dealing with engine, and by the way, this is not discrimination, it's not hate speech, it is my religious belief. And if you have a problem with that, hard luck, I don't care, right? And this is the belief of many religious people outside here. Yeah, the slide with the, right. And similarly, you can't take out a Mazda engine and put in a Toyota and call it a Toyota. Right? You understand? You can't do that because the Mazda will still have a chassis of a Mazda. It will still have the doors of a Mazda. It will still have the grill. You change the engine alone and you want to call it a Toyota? No. Well, you know where I'm coming from there, right? Good. I should have used the tailpipe as an example. People don't know what I'm talking about. Right. So, here what happening now, people. And I want to make this abundantly clear. The UNC have a bad habit of pushing this type of thing. And that is why I will not support them. I'm not into that. And I will never be into that. Right? And I think we have a little clip, guys. Run that little clip.
I listened to the Honorable Minister of Tourism say that a book should be drawn up to teach Senator Roberts and us how to act in this Honorable Senate. But what about a book drawn up for other members on the other side to learn how to treat their wives and their children?
Now going in the Senate. And here he go bar. Here he go bar. Now going in. Typical, you know. Typical. Go bar. Go bar. So I want to make this clear. Number one, I don't support those things. Never will. Don't stand for it at all. But my position is clear. We should put the person in Parliament or the Senate who is best. Who is best. Not because we want to align ourselves with a particular group. And this is why I want to know all them imam and them who support the UNC. What do they say, boy? I wonder what Rashid and all them fellas them have to say. The men and them mouth will be zip when it comes to these kind of things. You know, they don't say nothing. Right? But I will tell you, hard luck. Let's go again, guys. Rowley tell gas exporters TNT lost billions due to transfer pricing. No, TNT lost billions because we have a dotish government in power. That is what you're supposed to tell them in Doha. You're supposed to tell them here we lost billions because I is one of the persons responsible because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's go again. Yeah, let's go.
Quoting for the member, Madam Speaker, from a document from Venezuela called Gender and Crimes, dated 11th of February, very recent, by Venezuela investigative units then. And it says, Madam Speaker, with respect to the very people that he's claiming to want to defend, says that some stay in the south while others head to the north and the central region, many to the borough of Chaguanas where the demand for prostitute thrives. And Madam Speaker, the document goes on to say that the expert reported that unlike other countries such as Jamaica, Antigua and Barbuda, where human trafficking had been on decline, Demand for sex and prostitution in Trinidad and Tobago is being driven by a high rate of local consumption, especially in the borough of Chaguanas. Madam Speaker, that is representative, and my colleagues in here, if you want to fight this matter, let us begin by fighting this.
This man quoting data from a country that don't even have a government, that don't even have an office and everything here on him. Imagine that we quoting thing from Venezuela now. Venezuela have anything that operating right now? And here what happening now, and I ain't calling no names, but it have a few thirsty PNM senators and ministers who does visit them places and them, but they don't visit Chaguanas, they just visit Mayaro and other places. And we're leaving that right. Right, so let's go again, guys. Oh yeah, I was telling all at the beginning of my program, I started a formula a little bit because I feel like I was rowdy. So let's take a little fumble, guys.
Our heartfelt appreciation
wait.
for the...
I want that full screen. I want that full screen.
Our heartfelt appreciation for the gracious welcome and hospitality provided by His Highness. Provided by His Highness.
That is not slippery tongue, right? That is here up. That. They call that God, boy. Let's here up then. Let's go again, guys. Zephaniah Haripol. As the police investigation widens in the search of ship supervisor at Tucker Engineering Services, Zephaniah Haripol, police officers have identified a suspect whom they say may be able to assist. You know, this is what I tell you. These people have to be some real donkey, you know, boy. Oh gosh, keep this thing quiet now, boy. And when you catch him and you charge him, then let we know now. Why it is all you coming out with this investigation, boy? Guardian Media understands that so far, investigators have managed to make a breakthrough in relation to identifying to whom the getaway car use belonged to. A police report on the action taken so far have disclosed that the getaway car, a silver Mitsubishi Lancer, belongs to a man from Trumakak Road in Lavanti. So in other words, what the police tell the person responsible, hey, here what happening, we giving you a warning, we come for you, go and find somewhere to hide or blaze trail to Venezuela. This is a height of stupidity, and these are people who are supposed to be investigating matters. This is why when people get kidnapped, we don't find them, you know. Because there are a few people, like I tell you, they're working with the criminals. They have to be working with the criminals because what they're doing here is essentially telling the criminals, whoa, organize, blaze trail. Let's go again. Bharat moved number of days to start a business from 72 to 2. This is a man I have the greatest of respect for. You know, say what you want about Vasant. I remember this period when Vasant was Minister of Trade. Not like this one that we have there, this God knows, right, who we have there right now, Paula Gopiskungs, right? This man was a man who made changes, boy. And when I saw that we back to all kind of 2-3 weeks standing now, and this man had brought it down for 2 days. Imagine you register in a company in 2 days. That is unheard of. And now, government failing again, we're going back 3-4 months and all kind of thing. Thank God. And I commend the staff at the registrar's office, a good set of people down there. Let's go again. National Flour Mills has pledged $100,000 in cash sponsorship to Pan Trinbago to assist in promotion and development of the seal pan. What we need to promote and develop again about the seal pan? Anybody could tell me? Anybody could tell me? NFM the other day, balling that they had to go and increase prices. And this is where my money going when I buy flour. Thank God I do not buy that flour again. I just buy, you know, the Country Pride and use because Country Pride does work real good. Let's go again. And if I ain't get my Country Pride, I'll go with Sheikh Lisha. Let's go. Ministry of Education telephone lines cut for lack of payments. I really don't know, you know, boy. I really don't know where we're going here. Let's go again, guys. Let's shift from rock, please, and just to let you know, Yes, my company, we deal in all this equipment now, plus, you know, garage lifts and all those things as well. Let's shift, guys. Right. Next slide. Check this out. I head this group, the anti-crime group, and Kavinash wrote on the group, would like to find out the procedure to get a copy of a report made for court purposes because I just visited the Barrackpore police station and was insulted, allegedly insulted, by a corporal, Rupnarain, and was told getting a copy of a report was impossible. Told him I was advised by my attorney to visit the station and apply for same, but he replied, with the lawyer isn't running any station to request anything. All you feel this is, and this is the men we have in uniform outside here, boy. Let's go again, guys. Oh, yeah. White Nissan B15 reported stolen. Last seen, Todd's Road, Caparo. If you have seen this vehicle, please contact the TTPS or you can contact me, 684-4762. I have permission to assist in the retrieval of this vehicle. Man gone and ride out with vehicle just so, you know. Woman passed away and boom, he gone. So why is that police on the trail left, right, and center now? We're trying to locate him. Right? So let's go again. And by the way, we have the name of the person who take it. Why is that? I'll mention it next week. Right? I'll put up his picture and I'll put up his name next week. And I hear the man is a pastor too. All you feel it easy? Probably Josing pastor. Let's go to, let's run that, please. Take a look at this. Right? Now, the good thing is, two of these fellas were held already. Watch out, they're so stupid. 90% of their face open. Now, check it out. You all could run the audio on it, because I think the audio don't have anything on it. Right? He say he go take a bottle of water. What's the other one on the side? What's the gun? He pull out the gun? Pass thing. Now watch me. Nobody used to play a hero, but you see as he turn his head there, you just grab the barrel of that gun and twist it. But like I say, nobody don't go and play hero. Watch how he had that. Watch. Eh? You know when he run outside there, a truck should have run over his tail. Both of them, a truck, another regular truck, you come back to me, a cement truck that have load in it, that have about 9 meters of 4,000 PSI concrete, should land on his head. Both of them, whoever it is outside too, rest it on them. Because I can tell you, Trinidad right now, crime out of control. It out of control, crime going clear in this country now. Nowhere safe. Nowhere safe. If you in your vehicle, they're coming to rob you. You're outside, you're going out, they're robbing you. You're coming in, they're robbing you. And you hear me hearing, the commissioner still around? And I keep saying this, you know, this is not to berate the commissioner, but the fact is that if the commissioner believes that he cannot handle it, step down now. Oh God, step down now. And worse yet, we have the worst minister of national security around. Let's go again, guys. Check this out. Watch the amount of characters. Watch this. All you feel it easy? This is what is happening to this country right now. This whole country is falling apart. Whole country falling apart. And like it about ain't nobody. By some rafter, a piece of the roof should fall on all of them head. You know what's the hardest, boy? Next door, it should have a police and he watching this. And as they come out one by one, wet all of them. Send them home in casket. And then the parents and them, I'm my best son. That's the best son. You understand? Look at this. Watch the amount of them. Watch. 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 Watch it carefully now, man. Watch. And watch the man come and watch. All you feel is easy watch. And he now close. This is what people have to deal with. This is the madness. This is what we have to endure. Let's go again, guys. Trinity Mall customers urged to be cautious after car park incident. Well, you saw that, right? Where the Gentleman was held up, 58,000, he and a female companion. Chin City Mall. You do not have to urge customers to be cautious because that is your property. You are supposed to make it safe for customers. Like all your dotish or what? Let's go again. Now, I want this to be on the screen for a little while. For a little while. Guyana is on the booming economy list. Guyana is the world's fastest growing economy, 2020, 2021, and 2022. This is how Guyanese feeling right now about Guyana. We are the complete opposite because we have a yayan running this country. Come back to me, guys. I'm proud for Guyana because Guyana went through hell, and all I pray is that Guyana don't get a set of crooks who thief a set of money and make backdoor deals to organize. Let's go again, guys. I proudly display this. I proudly display this. And I want the Indian High Commission to see this. Right? Because you know why? This is what I think of this man. An evil man. He's almost like the devil incarnate. You know, I have always said that, and I have always, everything that I have practiced in my life is about equality. There is no one except racists who could say that I am racist or I discriminate. Every project that I help in, for example, the little child the other day who couldn't hear, what religion was that child? That child was a Hindu. We raised 80-something thousand in 15 minutes for that child. You think we care about the religion? No. And that is how I grew up. My attorney is Hindu, my accountant is Hindu, my doctor is Hindu. I could go on and on and on. And this is how we live. We live here without a problem. But what I'm seeing all over the world, especially in India, I went India already. And like I said, every place have good people. Like for example, if you go all over the world, you'll meet Muslims, some Muslims. They are worse than animals. They deserve to be buried. And on the other side, you have people of other faith too. But when things don't make sense, I have to use this station as a voice. What I'm seeing in India today because of a piece of cloth is shocking. I grew up with Nani from the, with Tanti from the Pala wearing on a urni. Because a urni is a sign of respect. These days, and I will give you an example. 2 days ago at Baraka Grounds, I saw a new employee by one of the places there and she had on a top. A very revealing top. Half of a Totots was outside, for want of a better word. Half, you know what I'm talking about, Moody. And I went to her, say, my dear, with all due respect, apparently you're a new employee here. What happened is that these grounds, we have a mosque, it's owned by the Muslim community, and what happened is that you must be dressed a certain way. And what happened is I told her she couldn't be to the front because of the way she was attired. Imagine a man telling a woman to cover up, and it's not no ugly girl either. But the fact is that at the end of the day, I've always said, the men who like their wife dressing like that, your wife ain't exposing herself for you, you know, breads, because you know what under that hood. You know the type of engine it is, and you know how much valves it have, and you know how much turbo. You understand? She ain't dressing up so for you. She's dressing up so for other people. And you stupid enough to say, well, boy, nice. Anyway, coming back to this story now. What took place in India should not happen. Now, if a girl who wears the hijab wants to go in a school that is 100% funded and 100% run by any Hindu organization, like what happened with the Mahasabha, and they didn't allow women with hijab to come on the compound, which was illegal, because that school gets funding from the government, you can't go down that road. And I was willing to take that to court, because the fact is that you cannot go down that road because it is discriminatory. But if you want to run your private school with your money, you can run it how you want. You could say you want people with 9 toes and 10 toes, that is your right. Discriminate if you want. People will take it to court. But at the end of the day, you could set up your own rules. But when you get government funding, when the state pays you to run an entity, you cannot tell people you cannot come with a hijab, because that is discrimination, especially when my taxes are being used. So Modi and his bunch of racists, Modi and the bunch of sickos that it have in India, have a problem with a woman wearing on a piece of cloth. You know, and that is shocking to me, you know. Worldwide, imagine this piece of cloth is affecting people so much that they cannot breathe with this cloth on this woman's head. It is so evil. And you know what is the sad thing, boy? When you look around, everybody covered. Everybody mask on their face covered. Looking the same way. And they can't see that. So my friends, all I could tell people, because I could tell you there are some examples in Trinidad and Tobago where we have people who think exactly like Modi in Trinidad, you know. Not Modi, but BJP Modi, the racist and the idiot from India, right? It have people who think like him in Trinidad. Because what we do, sometimes when we provide parking for the Nagar, my wife refused to go back there because she has been insulted so many times about her hijab by Hindus in Trinidad. But I always tell her, there's just a few. The same way you have stupid Muslims, the same way you have stupid Christians, you will have stupid Hindus. So the fact is that in every religion you just get them. So you don't judge a whole community by a few stupid people. Forget them, let them go to hell. So I just want to say to my fellow Trinbagonians, no matter what religious background you are, don't let this dotishness come to this country, please. It nearly came and started problems. And of course, you had the racist and anti-Muslim idiots. Let us not go down that road where a piece of cloth could cause so much bacchanal. Let's go again, guys. I want to run that video. Yeah, run that video. Let's see that video.
Muskan Khan wears at home what brought so much tension at college. She's the most recent emblem of India's politics of the hijab.
I just saw the crowd of youngsters who were wearing the shawls. I was just passing. I thought somehow I'll go for the class. But they all started attacking me. And they were rolling the shawls and telling me, go back, you are not allowed for the class while wearing burqa. And they were giving the slogans as Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. They were coming in near my ears and telling me that Jai Shri Ram, remove this burqa and go back.
It was one front in the last week in an escalating row over whether people can wear the hijab in classrooms in the southern state of Karnataka, where demand for Islamic headdresses was met with protesters wearing saffron shawls, a symbol of Hinduism, and their respective slogans came to the fore.
I was angry and little bit I was scared, and then I shouted Allahu Akbar so that I get courage, like I get power from my Allah.
Muskan still went to college, something women say they've been doing in the past, wearing hijabs, despite state government words to the contrary.
Recently, some girls decided to wear the hijab to school.
And anybody from Modi government, I don't want to hear, because they're a bunch of racist, fundamental sickos, and I don't even want to hear them, right? Because India is such a beautiful place. You have excellent people there, skilled people, talented people. But of course, you have a government, one of the biggest set of racists and idiots right now, and they are followed by a set of idiots too as well. All right, let's go again, guys. And this is something I want to add. Imagine Patrice stays a cut above the rest, right? You know, you do your facelift and he's a star boy, he's a star girl. And look, a woman should be allowed to do whatever she wants with her body without constant scrutiny. Isn't it interesting that a woman could go and put on, right, dental floss, and it is not a problem. But a woman who wants to cover up is a problem. Boy, let me tell you something. If all you don't believe we live in a mad world, here what happen. I can't understand how a woman covering up poses such a risk. Let's go again, guys. That was the last slide. Right. New COVID cases, 722. But don't worry, cases going down for Carnival. It gone down from 400 to 722. Deaths have gone down from 6 to 14 now because we live in reverse land. where everything is reversed, where when I say we have a good government, is the exact opposite. Let's go again. Bring back the old time days. Meet up with your best friend again. Get vaccinated. Ministry of Health, you bunch of illiterate clowns. What happened to Faris Harari right now? What happened to him? Vaccinated man, boosted man, and he get COVID. So all you had to be real stupid. That ad makes absolutely no sense. Not only that, a member of the traveling group with the Prime Minister to Doha got COVID, tested positive for COVID. So look at that. So all you're telling me what? So I gonna take that? I ain't that stupid. Let me go again. Let's work together to limit the spread of COVID by getting vaccinated. Another donkey ad. Getting vaccinated does not limit the spread. In fact, it weakens your immune system and causes you to be in a worse off situation, and you could probably dead faster too. Ministry of Health, misinformation. Let's go again. Member PM's Doha delegation test positive. Exactly what I just said. Look at it and watch how we lean up. Right? Starboy and them. What I gotta tell you, while we sucking salt, them having steak and lobster. Let's go again. No patient or nurse ratio in a pandemic. And this is why I tell you, we here have to be the most dotish people in the world. In every situation, there is something that is acceptable and something that is not acceptable. So Terence Yalsing is saying here that in a pandemic, there is no ratio. Let me just welcome Mitsubishi. I didn't get time to welcome them. Mitsubishi, they're the agents, Mitsubishi Air Limited, they're the agents of Mitsubishi Electric. And Mitsubishi Electric is actually the #1 selling unit in Japan. And Japan is a place of high standards. 10 years warranty, parts and labor, and of course, inverter units. Give them a call, 674-4000. Right. So let's go back to that piece of information here with that slide, guys. Right. So he is saying that there is no patient-nurse ratio in a pandemic. So let me ask a question then. If you have 1 nurse and 1,000 patients, that is acceptable. That is acceptable, Moody. By his standards, by what he is saying there, that is acceptable. Patos, that is acceptable. What is acceptable then? Khalif, what is acceptable? Jawad, what is acceptable? We have right now 50-something patients to 1 nurse. And that is unacceptable. But our minister is coming up and saying in a pandemic, them thing and them don't work. Big man, in or out of a pandemic, nothing work in the healthcare system. Nothing. Courtesy you and your government. Let's go again. Yeah. Watch this. This is what taking place in Trinidad. Watch this.
What's on them?
The allegation is that these fellas robbing people and running.
In the middle of the road.
Right? Watch carefully and you'll see. They're running across the road, they now watch. Watch it, eh?
And he ain't even said here.
Watch. Boom.
Right, one getting up now.
The allegation is that, watch, they were taking things and snatching things from people and right? Now, if that is the case, I'm glad he get bongs. In fact, I find he shouldn't get bongs for the car. Now, watch what's going on there. And this is the city, you know. This is the city that is right by the ferry terminal there, by on Wrightson Road. This is the port. This is spot. When the man realized what's going on, he blazed trail. Now watch this. Watch. And did you perhaps see some of the videos with school children? All over the country, and only that parents getting involved and beating children. Every parent that touch a child, they should charge him. Every parent. Every single parent that touch a child, they should charge him because it is highly dotish to see some of these parents and them misbehaving. Guys, I think, yeah, could we get that as well? Take a look at this. This is a hospital. Watch what's going on. All believe this crap, man? This is a hospital. No, this is what I tell you. This is what I tell you. Party and fete more important in this country for some people, you know. This is madness, you know, absolute madness. In a place of sickness, disease, stress, no noise, because according to the law, you're not even supposed to blow your horn when you're passing in front of a hospital. They having fete in hospital and party and man singing, and I don't know, like I tell you, we really going through in this place, you know. We really going through in this place. So, yes, could I, yeah, go with that.
So if you've had one dose and never completed, then after a short space of time, you're basically almost back to square one in terms of vaccination protection. So you're counted among the unvaccinated. And to answer your question directly, no, we haven't been seeing any changes in those sort of subgroup trends. But again, it's a small number. So looking at subgroup trends in those sort of small numbers isn't really mathematically viable. So we're seeing basically the same kinds of proportions, and we're counting one dose and never completed as basically unvaccinated, because after a short space of time, that immune response goes back down to levels that aren't particularly protective.
So you hear that? 1 jab, 2 jab, 3 jab, it ain't making a difference. And unless still going to take jab again, well, all right, fix up. Right. I want you to take a look at this too. Take a look.
This is simple. If a vaccine, as in this case, does not cut the chain of transmission, then that vaccine cannot help getting the population towards population level herd immunity. This vaccine does not stop transmission. This is by the words of the vaccine developers Pfizer, Moderna, the FDA, the CDC, the NIH. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky came to the podium and said, this vaccine does not stop transmission. If a vaccine does not stop transmission, it has failed. It cannot prevent the spread by the persons. And the key here is that this vaccine actually is showing us what we call negative efficacy, and it is actually placing the vaccinee at increased risk of becoming infected. So you're getting more infected, and yet it does not stop you from transmitting that infection as someone who's vaccinated. So the public needs to understand this. This is what we are fighting over. We are saying with the trucker, why would you stop me from coming into Canada as an unvaccinated person, or stop me from moving inside of Canada as a Canadian trucker when you are demanding that I be vaccinated, yet the vaccine does not work? So what is the reason for this? It makes it's illogical, it is absurd, it is nonsensical, and has no scientific basis.
Well, you understand that? Factual. But because it was so popular when I played it just now, could we just run back that video? And this is for Ryan and Bamboo. Right? Ryan, this is for you. Not this video, the one with Rowley. Right? Now, what are full screen? The one with the stutter. Right? I dedicated, no, full screen, please. Yeah, I dedicated this to you, Ryan, from Bamboo. Go ahead.
Our heartfelt appreciation for the gracious welcome and hospitality provided by His Highness.
Right now I'm making a mockery of this whole country. So here what's happening. I only feel it right to return the favor. Right? So, yeah, let's go with that. Vivian Fischer, go ahead.
I would now like to give the floor to Dr. Rainer Föhmich, attorney at law in Germany, for an overview.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Rainer Föhmich, and it is my pleasure to serve as one member of a group of distinguished international attorneys and lawyers who have been collaborating on this very important case for many months now. This case, involving the most heinous crimes against humanity committed under the guise of a corona pandemic on a global scale, looks complicated only at first glance. But when you put together all those pieces, all those little pieces of the puzzle, as we will do this for you with the help of many renowned experts and other witnesses during this proceeding, you will see 4 sets of facts. 1, there is no corona pandemic, but only a PCR test plandemic, fueled by an elaborate psychological operation designed to create a constant state of panic among the world's population. This agenda has been long planned. It's ultimately unsuccessful. Precursor was the swine flu some 12 years ago. And it was cooked up by a group of super-rich, psychopathic, and sociopathic people who hate and fear people at the same time, have no empathy, and are driven by the desire to gain full control over all of us, the people of the world. They are using our governments and the mainstream media, both of which they literally own, to convey their panic propaganda 24/7. 2, the virus itself can be treated safely and effectively with vitamin C, D, zinc, etc., and also with off-label use of ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, etc. But all these, not alternative methods of treatment, but real methods of treatment, were banned by those who are using the guise of this pandemic to push their ultimate goal, which is to get everyone to receive the, as we will show in this proceeding, not only ineffective but highly dangerous, yes, lethal experimental injections. 3, the same people who made the swine flu, which ultimately turned out to be a mild flu, into a pandemic 12 years ago by first changing the definition of what a pandemic is and then creating panic, created this corona pandemic. The swine flu was their first real attempt at creating a pandemic. And just as one of its purposes then was to divert our attention from the blatantly fraudulent activities of their financial industry, more aptly to be called a financial mafia, which had become visible through the Lehman crisis, this is also one of their major purposes of this corona pandemic now. Had we taken a closer look then, during the Lehman crisis, instead of blindly believing our government's promises that the perpetrators of those financial crimes will be held liable, we would have seen then that they had been looting and plundering our public coffers for decades. And we would have seen that our governments are not our governments anymore. Rather, they have been taken over by the other side through their main platform, the World Economic Forum, which had started to create their own global leaders through their Young Global Leaders program as early as 1992. 2 of the first graduates being Angela Merkel and Bill Gates. And we would have understood already then what we will show you now through this proceeding. These financial crimes went unchallenged by our politicians because they're aiding and abetting those who commit them and profiting from these crimes. 4.
Right. Wait, okay. I wanted to hear what 4. Go ahead. Could we continue from there? 4?
Ultimately, however, we will aiding and abetting those who commit them and profiting from these crimes. 4. Ultimately, however, we will show to you, the jury, that the other side's main purpose is to gain full and complete control over all of us. This involves the finalization of their looting and plundering by deliberately destroying our small and medium-sized businesses, retail businesses, hotel and restaurants, so that platforms such as Amazon can take over. And
I wouldn't doubt everything that is being said here, because we are seeing it for ourselves. In Trinidad, small man can't survive. Look, yes, when was it? Day before. Hear this one, Moody. Facebook, some small ad or something, I think it was $2. $2. I got a notification that my card could not process a $2 US transaction because I didn't have a $1 US on my card. Netflix, $14.99 a month. Netflix I couldn't even pay for because I had to wait until last night to pay off that bill so that the cycle could renew. This is what we face in the country right now. But many don't have a problem with what is going on. And this is why in ending, and I wouldn't take phone calls tonight, I'll take it next week. In ending, I just want to say that we have a choice, as to where we go if we go down the road and we fix this country, we leave it to rot. And we leave it for the racists and sickos and those who defend the government. We leave them to help bring back what is going on. And I said it before. In 2015, I helped put this government in power. The last 2 elections, I did not vote. And I want to say with a surety that I will be one of those helping to remove these set of sickos from government. I will help remove them, by the way, legally, within the confines of the law. Because you know it, how people could interpret that. Next thing you know is Abu Inshan we're talking about. Right? So, in ending, I just want to say 2 things. One, that remember, Friday is the last day. We want to assist Pandit Mahindra Rambali by going out and purchasing some stuff that he needs and to help him with some cash so that he could continue to live out, you know, a healthy life with you know, after all the surgery that he has, you know, he has had, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Secondly, I want to advise all those of you who are interested in the Expo that we are having coming up, which is running from the 25th to the 30th of March, to book your space now. You can contact me, WhatsApp me 68444762 or ask him at 38346999 to book your space. Don't come in 2 weeks' time and tell me that you want a space, because that has always happened. And this time I'm warning all you, I'm not going to take that. And then thirdly, like I said before, as our project continues, we are looking within about a week's time to purchase about $691,000 in decking sheets and purlins. For all those of you who have supported this project, we look forward for your continued support. And in about 1 month's time, those people, there are 1 or 2 already who have contributed. For those people who want to pay for the rooms dedicated to their families, etc., you could do so as well in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. Also, lastly, in about a month's time, we will be organizing for blocks. It's $5.46 per block, and you could actually put a block and make it part of the hospital. All right, so this is where I have turned it off. I have no choice. So I promise that next week I will take your calls. And again, may God bless Trinidad and Tobago. May He bless all of us as we try to make this place a better place under the set of Yayans we have running this place. You know, it is sad that so much is taking place. I mean, when you look at what is taking place in the UK, Boris decided that here happening, whatever restrictions they have left, it out the door now. England basically have no restrictions again. Everything done, everything out the door. But here what happened? We in Trinidad, we went on mask like donkeys still. Imagine that. Imagine that. We still have to wear masks, and that makes sense. All right, so take care, folks, and I'll catch you next week. Remember, there's a repeat of this program at 9 p.m. on Friday. For those of you who are viewers of Vertical, I apologize. Last week, not this week, only last week, there was a repeat which should not have repeated. Again, I have asked for that to be looked at because I keep telling them after 1 is 2, after 2 is 3. But what happens is that there needs to be some more training to advise what comes after and what comes before. Because I can't understand how we keep getting that wrong. All right, so I will advise you accordingly as we go along. And again, Ramadan at Baraka Grounds, every day we will have a breaking of the fast. So for those of you who would like to sponsor iftars, I know, Carl, if you want to book the first Sunday, that will be holiday for sure. Right, so almost every single day, God willing. So for those of you who would like to sponsor iftar down at Baraka Grounds, let us know. It's one of the cheapest because we don't believe. You know, a man come to me with a barbecue ticket the other day. I ain't calling the name of the place. I ain't calling the name of the place, Moody, right? But it's a mosque. And I asked them what it is all they plan to do with this. Well, can't answer. What it is all they do with X, Y, and Z. Can't answer. And you come in to give me 100 tickets. And you want me to answer? No, not interested. I am not interested in helping some of these fellas and them who have long beard, right? And call themselves big imams, live a more comfortable life. I am not interested in that. I am interested in helping people, and I will continue to do that. Hard luck who garden is falling, but here I'm only know how I just drop it. I'm not going to take part in no setup a canal where that is concerned. Take care. God bless all, and I'll catch you all next week for Breaking Barriers. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.